Welcome to This Is What I Do, a Muskegon Rotary Club podcast focusing on vocational work that is waiting to be done right here in Muskegon County. I'm your host, Aaron Mikey, and today I'm here with Keith Townsend. Keith, welcome.
Thank you.
Keith, let's get started. Tell me what you do.
I am a bus operator for Muskegon Area Transit System, Muskegon County.
And where are you from?
I'm from born and raised here in Muskegon Heights.
So how did you become a bus driver?
I am a second generation bus driver. My father drove for 35 years, and I entered the workforce of driving in 2010.
So you literally grew up on the Matt's buses.
Absolutely.
Did your dad ever take you to work for Bring Your Child to Work Day?
Yeah, there was different picnics they would have. As a matter of fact, the opening of the facility, beginning the opening of the facility on 6th Street, we actually went there. They had a picnic, breaking ground on it. And I remember that vividly, the hot dogs especially. But yeah, any kind of activity, anything, we would go. And just if there was ever a free day, we'd go downtown and catch the bus and ride around.
So tell me, what's the most interesting thing about your job?
The people. Meeting new people every day, helping a new rider, learn their way around the system, and just interacting with the public.
And your route, is it the same every day? Is it different?
Yeah, pretty much the same every day. Every 3 months we choose a route according to our seniority, and we can decide which route we want to do.
So you do get to change routes based on seniority every 3 months?
Yes, we do.
So does that offer you an opportunity to see different parts of the city and meet different people?
It does. It does. You get used to your normal customers on your route, and you don't want to leave them, but it's good to change it up a little bit, visit the other passengers you haven't seen in a while.
So what is the most interesting thing you've seen on your job?
Interesting. That's a difficult question. I think for me, the changes overall, not one specific thing. How much we've advanced as far as the use of technology, how much we've made it easier for the passengers to get to the destination, how these make it easier for them to have information related to where they want to go. Just the overall changes, I think the experience for me, because when I got there, we didn't even have designated stops. So now to see just the modernization of the system, to me, that's probably the most exciting thing I've seen.
Technology impacts all of us now.
It does,
right?
man.
It's tracking us everywhere and allows us to be more efficient, effective, and sometimes feel a little overwatched.
Yeah, a little bit, but sometimes it's a protection too.
So what is the most difficult part of your job?
Safety. As far as a driver, you try to do the best you can do. Being a defensive driver, ensuring the safety of the passengers on board, making sure that there's no issues on, but I can't control the actions of other people on the road. And you try to do your best to be diligent, but I'm just, trying to be a good, driver on the road. Be as friendly as you possibly can, and hopefully you're able to make each trip safely to your destination.
You must be one of the best drivers in Muskegon County.
I am not one of the best drivers in Muskegon County. I do my best. That's what I can say. I can do my best. Not the best, but I definitely try to do my best.
So our community is absolutely amazing. We have some awesome people in this community. We have some awesome businesses. Tell me how Matt's values community and what they do to make the community better.
Well, the primary thing for us is to be able to provide transportation to individuals who start a new job. That helps the economy, of course. Because a new business is opening and they're looking to hire, they need people to be able to get there on time for their job. So us providing transportation for individuals who are on a job, health and human services, those individuals who need those services. Transportation is vital because it's not just, there's always this stigma around transportation. Like, it's only for the poor, disabled, senior. Transportation is for everybody. So from the kid that works at McDonald's to the guy that works maybe in corporate America, we get you to where you got to go, and it's available for everybody. And the wide range of areas we serve, everybody needs transportation, and the quality that we provide is important. Hopefully it's satisfactory. And if not, let us know, and we'll do our best to improve.
I know that Matt's has done community surveys to remap their routes, and it really helps benefit our community in total by getting people where they need to go safely. And with the price of fuel, I'm sure that you see ridership increasing.
Yes, we do. Matter of fact, the past 4 or 5 months, we've definitely seen increases in people that used to drive. Now they're taking the bus again. Because again, fuel is a cost. And after a while, it starts to get, increase. It starts to impede on other things that they have to take care of. So the fact that we're there and available helps offset some of those issues that they might be experiencing.
I appreciate Matt's. I lead one of our higher ed institutions in the county, and we have a stop right out in front of our building.
Yep.
And I see our students and the other higher ed institution students using Matt's consistently, and I know that their education would not be possible.
Absolutely.
Without you and your colleagues who are driving. What's the most difficult thing that you have encountered?
For me, it's probably maybe an unruly passenger, someone who's having a really difficult time. Who might not, not be able to handle their emotions, and it's trying to find a way to de-escalate and get them the help that they need. That's usually what we run into sometimes. We deal with the public, all walks of life, difficult circumstances. So try to do our best to help them, even if sometimes they might be having extreme behavior. Still do our best to accommodate them and help them and get them the help they need.
So you interact with your passengers during the ride. You're able to have conversations with them, good or bad?
Yeah. While we're driving, we try not to have conversations. Our goal is to drive and be focused on the road. But if there's a period where we stop and letting passengers off and on, they have questions, we'll talk to them. When we get to the terminal, there's passengers that want to talk and things like that. And those things are important. Again, having communication with your community is vital. They need to know that you're just not there to just do the job, but hey, that you actually care. You have some interest in them, and that goes a long way in relationships down the line.
That's a great pivot point where I want to move to next. Let's talk about some of the skills that you have to do your job.
Well, we're a customer service business. Main goal, again, is to provide high-quality service to the passengers, make sure they get to their destination safely. As drivers, we're trained at the facility. They give us the proper training. That means working up to getting your CDL. That means coming to compliance with DOT and CDL regulations in Michigan. But outside of that, there's also other small nuances that they have to teach us. Certain things they're dealing with ADA certifications, requiring us to not assume, treat every passenger with dignity, trying to, again, pursue the highest quality of service without impeding on someone's dignity and self-respect.
So you think of a bus driver and just sitting there and the difficulty of just driving that big machine.
Look, it's 35 feet, 20,000 pounds. You have to remember, hey, I'm making a turn. I just can't turn on a dime. I have to pull out, make an L-shaped turn. It's a lot of technical thing that goes into driving a bus, and a lot of awareness around you. Especially when you're driving down a narrow street, spaces aren't not always available. Good thing that the buses are engineered and designed in a way that allowed us to get in tight spaces, but being aware of people too. If you're in the school area, children, kids and objects tend to go in the road when you're coming down the road. They could be there all day long and not probably go on the road, but eventually when you're going down, here they come. There's a lot of technical aspects as far as being able to operate the bus, recognizing issues. We have an indicator strip that shows us if there's any issues with the buses, making sure we do our pre-trips, make sure that all the parts are functioning properly. If not, we'll immediately let mechanics know, and they'll come out and take a look. And during the period of driving, if we do have a technical issue, we'll alert them. They will come out and take a look. Both the technical aspects of that, like I said, being able to drive the bus in a way that, again, is safe is extraordinarily important. And remembering, again, trying to accommodate for everybody else on the road and trying to meet those expectations from a technical standpoint is critical. And Matt does a good job of making sure we do that.
Absolutely amazing moving a 20,000-pound, 35-foot vehicle,
Yep.
but also needing to understand ADA, understanding all the technical concepts of that bus before and while you're driving it, and then having emotional intelligence to deal with people.
Yeah.
And understanding what's going on and having those interpersonal skills to be able to talk to all different types of people. So how would you recommend that a young person listening to this, you had a great childhood coming up and you were exposed to it,
Yep.
but this video is truly meant for people who might not understand what a bus driver actually does. How would you recommend that a young person listening to this video prepare to become a bus driver?
I would look, if you have some time, get on the bus, come down to the terminal, go to our customer service desk, ask questions, hop on the bus, get a feel for what it's like to ride the bus, because that's important too. I think it's important to be able to ride the bus first, to get a sense of who you're going to be dealing with and who you're going to be around. Because you can jump into it, but you might be shocked, and it just might catch you off guard a little bit. But yeah, come down, ride the bus, ask questions. The main thing you can do is ask questions. If you're 21 years of age, you're eligible at that point to qualify to get your CDL. So if you're young and you're looking for a career that's rewarding, challenging, the skills you acquire, not just in your license, but just skills of learning how to deal with people every day, customer service, like you mentioned, developing emotional intelligence, those will take you so far, and being able to deal with people, but also in your own personal growth too. Yeah, hop on the bus, ask questions, man. You might catch me. You get on the bus, so be curious about it. And do the things, do your due diligence. Make sure that it matches with your personality too. And that's a thing too for drivers. You can acquire the skill to drive the bus. It's another thing dealing with the people. And so that's important too. That's why I say it's important to ride the bus, to get a feel for what it's like to interact with individuals on the bus and the passengers and even the driver, and get a sense of how their day is going and how they interact with passengers. Get a feel for it, but yeah, be curious.
So as we close, talk to me about what your typical day is. How many hours a day are you in the bus driving? How long does it take for you to check the bus before you take it out?
Okay, so our days normally, normal day starts for me personally, 10 o'clock. Come in, I head out and grab a relief vehicle. I'll meet my driver that I'm relieving at the relief site. Now, my route is I relieve at Meyer, so I meet them there. I'll hop on. They'll give me a quick update of what's going on, whether there's detours, whether there's passengers I should be looking for. Maybe it's a ADA passenger that got off and they're going to be looking to catch me back towards terminal. I'll be looking out for them. Just small details that I might need to look for. Get on the bus. We have a MDT system where we can sign in. It allows us to track our location, passenger count. Once I've done that, pretty much get on the road and go. But if I was starting early in the morning, we come in. We have clipboards assigned to us with an inspection sheet, our route count, and we are assigned a bus. We go out, Our pre-inspections, should probably take, if you're thorough, 7 minutes. Brake check, tire tread, making sure all the seats fastenings are working properly. Horn, make sure there's no indicators of whether there's issues with engine, transmission. Making sure our ramp is working properly for those who are wheelchair bound or in the walker, non-ambulatory. Once we've done that, we do a radio check. We get confirmation our radio is working. We head out downtown. All our routes start 7 a.m. and we all head out at the same time. And our routes are designed where 2 buses to each route, and those 2 buses run inverse of each other. So they go out and they start at each end, and eventually they come back on opposite sides of the route. We run an 8-hour day shift. Normally, most drivers run 8 hours, whether it's a straight 8 or a split, for the most part. Occasionally, we do work 12-hour shifts if the need be, if it gets tight. Our operating hours are from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. A normal day for me, again, every hour, try to get into the destination. We do get a 10-minute period when we get downtown. That's allowed for passengers to find the bus they need, get on that. Also gives us the time to kind of take a break and kind of regroup, go chat with our fellow drivers, whatever it may be. Do that till the end of our shift. Post end of our shift, we bring our buses in. We park them depending on what kind of buses we are. We do run regular diesel fuel buses, and we also run compressed natural gas vehicles. So depending on where we are, if we have a CNG, we'll park it by the CNG pump. Our supervisor will take over his fueling. Same thing with diesel. They'll take over, fuels them, parks them. And the end of our day is normally going over our passenger count and filling out our time sheets and making sure, checking our mailbox, make sure there's no notes or anything like that. And after that, we get to go home.
Get to enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing a tremendous amount of teamwork. I mean, you've mentioned mechanics and collaboration with your co-drivers. It's a really sophisticated operation.
It is. It requires everybody to be on their P's and Q's as far as being able to do their job and be available to do their job too. We can't do our job without each other. Sometimes we have to communicate again with other drivers. Hey, we have passengers for you. Could you wait at this place so we can, have to get to a doctor's appointment? Could you wait for them? Our goal, again, is to be as accommodating to the passengers as we can, but as coworkers, we want to do our best to be able to help each other out, too. Because we of course, during the route, we want to help out, but, hey, I got to get off the bus and see you in the break room. So you want to be able to get along with your coworkers. And we do. We have fun. There's moments, but we have fun, and we do our best to do our job at the highest level. So it's good. It's good.
It's amazing. It sounds like you cannot have an off day or else the dominoes start falling and it impacts everybody.
It'll go real fast. It does. Especially if, no fault of our own. Like if we're in the wintertime, weather's going to be an issue. We have to drive slower, drive safer. And there'll be days where it's just like so bad. It's like the time doesn't matter. Just get people there safely. And that's when everybody really works together to just, hey, we'll wait. We don't care about, running on time. As long as we get everybody there safely. And so those are the moments you used to really see us, a tight-knit group, really work hard.
No closing for the weather.
No, hey, look, there are a lot of places are closed, but I can guarantee you somehow Matt's will be running. But again, that is part of our service. Again, we're there for the community, so try to be as available as we possibly can.
Keith, this has been awesome. Anything that I haven't asked you that you would want our listeners to know about?
I want people to understand that this is a really good profession. I think sometimes it's looked at as, oh, it's not, it's not, I don't get to sit in the office. Like, well, your bus is your office. And the cool thing about our job is, again, the people. Giving the service to your community, making sure you're helping people every day. You definitely get satisfaction out of that. I want people to understand this is a great profession and they should really consider it. If they have the skill and they're curious, definitely check it out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you for having me.
We thank Keith, a second-generation MATS bus driver, for participating in our This Is What I Do video series. If you think this video would help somebody else, please share it with them. And until the next time, we encourage you to do something good in your community.